The second coming of Christ. The event of the second coming of Christ. When and for what reason will Jesus appear in the air before his final coming to the earth? The second coming of Christ will take place in three different phases. The epistles of the apostles and the book of Revelation abound with portions that teach us that he will appear twice in the air on two separate occasions and for two specific purposes, and that finally he will come to the earth to judge the nations and reign in this world for 1,000 years. His first appearance in the air. The first appearance of Jesus in the air is to gather unto himself the perfect church, which is called the bride of Christ. Ephesians chapter 5 verse 25 to 27. 2 Corinthians chapter 11 verse 2 and 3. Apostle Paul in his first epistle to the Thessalonians speaks of this appearance in clear terms. For this we say unto you by the word of the Lord, that we which are alive and remain unto the coming of the Lord not prevent them which are asleep. For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of God, and the dead in Christ shall rise first. Then we which are alive and remain shall caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air, and so shall we ever be with the Lord. 1 Thessalonians chapter 4 verse 15 to 17. This event will take place just before the 7th year tribulation, which will be initiated by the Antichrist. The sudden catching up or transformation that perfected saints of the Christ to heaven is generally known as the rapture. The rapture of the perfected saints of the Christ will take place secretly and unexpectedly. Therefore, it is usually called the secret rapture. The second appearance. The second appearance of Christ in the air will take place in the middle of the 7th year tribulation. On this occasion, he will appear in the clouds to gather up the tribulation martyrs who were killed by the Antichrist during the first half of the 7 years. Revelation chapter 14 verse 14 to 18. These martyrs will comprise Christians who were not quite ready to take part in the rapture of the perfected church. Matthew, Mark, and Luke make mention of this group in their Gospels. In those days, after the tribulation, the sun shall be darkened, and the moon shall not give up light, and the stars of heaven shall fall, and the powers that are in heaven shall be shaken. And then shall they see the Son of Man coming in the clouds with great power and glory. And then shall he send his angels, and shall gather together his elect for the four winds, from the uttermost part of the earth to the uttermost part of heaven. You can refer to the Bible, Mark chapter 13 verse 24 to 27, Matthew chapter 24 verse 29 to 31, and Luke chapter 21 verse 25 to 27.